Tribe to me. And then 2 days later I would have that experience with those that I just thought previously was BS. Okay. I did form a routine with probably aliens that were parts of other civilizations, other solar systems out there. I just didn't believe that they were coming here. Surprise. Find out there's more layers than you ever know. And again, like I had said, the biggest joke that there is on this planet, should be known. You're going to be surprised to find out that the animal industry, why you have it. If you were good to your animals, that information goes up. If you were mean, abusive, hurtful, believe me when I say the animals, they're smarter than you are. They're reporting. You wouldn't believe how much this is. Imagination believes itself to be superior. People here think they're at the top of the food chain and almost think that. They think they are it. And let me tell you something right now. Again, the big joke is that you guys are in the zoo and you're locked up. You're supposed to be better than one another. But you're locked up with each other. That's the reason why gravity exists. It doesn't exist so much. So this is what I do. I come into systems. This is who I am. I learned the system codes. I learned to operate it, and I learned to see it, and I learned to pass it on and give it to those who are deserving, who have worked their butts off towards their own evolution. Once I'm done with those jobs, I leave and I go to other places and do the same thing. This is who I am. This is who I've always been.
Want to see a hat?
Love you with all my heart, soul, and mind, Michael.
Well, that was me,
I have the truth.
watching like a video where we got a classroom.
Me?
Yeah. So, I guess this is my attempt at practicing or perhaps even completing my idea of video gameplay. You know, it's kind of like streaming, but I'm thinking if ever the day comes where I actually do get the chance to stream, then this will be good practice, right? Because I don't have you. So sorry it's been so long since I made a new video. This is going to be a bit of a new format. It's just a teaser, tester, sample of my life, stuff I do. Yeah, trying to figure out how I want to say what I want to say without being embarrassed with the truth. Well, I guess I'll give it to you straight. So it's been like almost 2 months, 3 months since I made a video. In that time, I have
An ally has been slain.
completed. Well, I moved out from my parents' basement, so that's
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been
It's not my first time moving out of the house. First time probably in college. I pursued guys there, but this is first time living and it's pretty sweet. I miss my high speed and being able to make these videos and stuff. I'm pretty surprised at myself that I haven't been making them a lot more often. But it's alright. I mean, I'll get there eventually, and like I'm still here. I haven't disappeared completely. Alright, so I moved out, you know, that takes a little bit of time to get settled, I'm sure I can appreciate that. And where have I been? Like, you know, why no updates on the website, why no nothing? So, basically what happened is I had a whole bunch of ideas before I moved for videos, and I think I started out with GMOs. I wanted to do my own personal research on GMOs and figure out what's what. And I learned a great deal, and like, you know, although I am still gonna say that there isn't enough research in terms of the duration and the length of time that you're having GMOs in your body and whatever. Yeah, so basically I learned a lot about GMOs, and then I kind of switched to farming because I had to focus on the seeds. You know, these Terminator seeds, I understand are no longer being developed or made, but you know, they're still kind of being weeded out. And you know, then the difference between, like, you know, natural seeds and the hybrids and the GMOs and some of the, you know, all the money business behind it all.
Time for a shakedown.
So yeah, so went on to agriculture, and like I tried to find the root of agriculture, like when we started farming and when we started doing what specifically with seeds, and you know, when we started being all scientific about it and whatnot. And I learned a lot there, and but basically it was just way too much to cover. It would require so many of hours of research that I now kind of have like a reappreciation of people who make these, you know, research videos, because some of these topics are so big that it requires either like hours and hours and hours by yourself or a little bit of help. Okay, so then agriculture, and then I went to then I thought I'd do something that might be a little bit easier that I wanted to do later
Hot on the trail.
in the future. Like I knew for sure that I wanted to do that topic, which was video games and like how they work and how they impact our brain, and you know, video game addiction. And then I started thinking to myself, you know, why don't I just do a video on addiction in general? And you know, I figured that would be pretty impactful. You know, if I'm going to do a lot of research on something, I want to make it useful, relevant, and yeah. So the little bit about let's see, agriculture and farming. What was my focus on there? You know, just, yeah, the techniques and the seeds and stuff. So I guess I kind of went over that a little bit. There isn't lots in depth there because I really kind of like just started, and I was like, wow, like this is gonna take, there's so much here, like thousands and thousands and thousands of years of like history to cover. You know, I have my own opinions and theories about farming and agriculture. Vertical farming, I think, would be sick if we could do that. Space-wise. Okay, so then video games, they hit you with this like 1-2
An
punch.
enemy has
Like,
been slain.
I think it's just dopamine and serotonin. I can't remember 100% at the moment, but basically what happens is that things like video games and devices like iPhones, anything that kind of makes it, how do I say this? Something that presents a challenge to you that is quite easily overcome, and you kind of start to draw towards these things that are easier to achieve than harder. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't like achieving difficult things. I mean, personally, I love achieving like a difficult task or something, like achieving like a difficult goal. You know, it feels great, like something like really hard, like achieving a new plateau or solving a puzzle. I don't know, whatever. But the things like, so like, let's use this example right now, League of Legends. Like, so the challenge is I have to be aware of a lot of things all at the same time. So it's like multitasking very quickly, a lot of things, you know, consistently. So There's just like lots of things to keep in mind. There's some memorization involved. You know, calculating, decision making, quick decision making is often like the biggest part of this. Also, you know, reaction time. Something like that. You know, that could have turned out really bad if I didn't react to that quickly enough. So what happens in a really stressful situation is like your body starts to give it adrenaline, right? So you feel this rush, you feel this thrill, and then, you know, it's quickly gone. Like you resolve it, like, yeah, I did it, so it feels good. And what happens is that goes on over and over, like really quickly, right? So it can become addicting. You know, this ability to turn on and off feeling good, very easy. You know, recently one of the things that occurred with video games is it became multiplayer, right? Massively online and multiplayer. And so now you have the collection of these random people from all over the place with all sorts of values and characteristics and beliefs and skills. You know, either willingly or unwillingly put together to either work together or fight, you know, to achieve victory. Anyway, I don't have desktop capture on, so I'm gonna turn this off because I think I want to see how it turned out of the file size. Well, that last video kind of epic failed, so I started another one here and bought a new champion. So we're gonna see if we'll be fortunate enough to try her out. Yeah, so I guess to continue off that last video, so that I hopefully have something to put up, I've been struggling to get a handle on some bad habits I have. In addition to trying to continue growing healthier and healthier, in the sense where, you know, I want to try and eat really healthy, I want to try and be like really fit, you know, do yoga more often, you know, meditate way more often, make way more videos, you know, just so many things that I want to do, you know, even like write music and all this stuff. I'm not really sure why I am so lazy or so unmotivated or so undisciplined or so, I don't know. But I think it's from smoking too much weed, or smoking weed in general. Seems like when I do stop, it's, you know, a decent attempt to be like a week without smoking or something, you know, with the absolute best being like 2 or 3 months without smoking, and I always kind of go back, so. So, yeah. Kind of been dealing with that. And there's some things that's been happening in my life recently that suggest it's time to kind of, you know, kickstart. So,
Come on. What's
worst that could happen.
Let me just, you know what, let me see if I can add. Alright, so the biggest things. Okay, so the biggest change that's happened is trying to get myself stable, right? So I had a pretty decent stable job last summer and fall. Had, you know, got myself the car that you saw there, and long story short, I went down took a road trip down with a bunch of friends to Toronto, and my steering pump blew. So I had no steering for the rest of the way down and the way home. That problem was exacerbated by trying to top it up, and it apparently was spewing, so it ended up hitting the serpentine belt and seizing the alternator in the end. You know, so that's no good. Lock and allow, you sure? And so the car's been off the roads.
Broken bones teach better lessons.
Since last winter, or since just before last winter. Pretty much right at the start. Like, I think I drove it the first snowfall, maybe drove it a few more times in that week, and that was it. Anyway, it's currently being repaired now, so I should have that soon, and that's only all made possible due to there's a program in my community put together by one of the, like, a college organization by Fleming, and it's like Second Careers, a skills link program. And so this program is kind of like a temporary employment agency that also focuses on skill building and you know, confidence building. Teaches you, like, you know, interview skills, resume building, cover letters, how to do interviews, learning about yourself. You know, a whole bunch of certifications like CPR training, first aid, your food safety handling, your smart serve. You know, a whole bunch of really, really awesome stuff. And after 3 weeks of that, I believe it is, you experience a placement. So they try to find a place of employment that fits with you and that you'll fit with them, and everyone will be happy. And then that continues for 12 more weeks or 3 months, and at the end of that, you get a $500 bonus incentive to, you know, stick with the program. So ideally afterwards, you know, you stick with wherever placement you are, and I mean, it's phenomenal. It's absolutely incredible. So, you know, huge thanks to me from that, and I mean, I can't believe that's I mean, I think that program is absolutely incredible, and I don't even know. I mean, there's so many little things that happened to get me to where I am today. So I should thank the coordinators and the people that I met with. You know, the kind of created these programs. League of Legends is still a little loud, so I'm gonna turn that down. Okay, so skills link. So my first position that they kind of found was like an organic company. Oh my gosh, I can't remember already. I guess I prepared a whole bunch of stuff to try and get hired or whatever the heck, and I guess long story short, though it didn't really work out, and I didn't know what the heck was going to happen with my placement, so I was getting like really discouraged because I just had like no idea what was happening. So talked to one of the one of the coordinators about my frustrations, and then I guess she saw something in me, an opportunity, a chance, and she pulled the whatever strings she could, which is like huge. I mean, that's what networking and connecting is all about, guys. I mean, if you're yourself and you're sincere and you're honest, and it shows through. People, if they feel your sincerity and your wholeheartedness, it's appreciated and it's seen. Trust me. Okay. So skills link. Okay, so after I explain my frustrations, okay, so opportunities. I came to be made aware of a non-profit organization in my area known as SIRCH, S-I-R-C-H. Their motto, which I love, is anything's possible.
Everyone has a plan.
And alright, so they have since, oh my gosh, for almost 29 years, I think this is their 20th year, have I've made almost 30 programs to initiate, you know, a lot of my core values and beliefs, you know, like unconditional love, respect, truth, and they have currently the programs that I have participated in since being given the chance to learn about search. Oh, that's so sad. So yeah, prenatal program, breastfeeding program, so it like teaches moms or soon-to-be moms kind of a lot of that information that can really help them feel comfortable with you know, the recent change in their life. So yeah, prenatal program, and then the postnatal program, which kind of helps with like early, like, you know, kids 2 to like, you know, 6, 7, 8, whatever. And then we have School is Cool, which is again kind of focused on kids and education, you know, like literacy skills, math skills, social skills. So there's that. Then they have stuff like Need a Hand, which is like a volunteer program to help people who, you know, need help fixing a roof or painting a wall, painting a house, you know, things like of that nature. Cook It Up, which is like a food and nutrition program, so hands-on. Basically, they get a recipe once a week. That's or a few recipes once a week, and then they kind of blow it up. So instead of a 4 to 5 to 6 person dinner, it's like a 50-60 person meal. And then we collect everything that we need to make the recipes, and we cook and serve the whole shebang. You know, we go. The event is hosted at one of our local restaurants, and they allow us to use their facilities to achieve our goals, and it's a very wonderful thing to do that a whole bunch. And then they have another kind of like social enterprise known as a thrift warehouse. It's kind of like a goodwill idea, where a gentleman essentially gave up his home and a portion, like, and you know, gave up so much to create a warehouse in our town here, where we get donations and items from, and you know, usable good items from landfill sites to go back to families who need them. So, you know, there's like literally anything and everything there. So anyway, so just like a whole bunch of really amazing programs, and I've been learning and networking with a lot of people. And one of the crazier things that's happened is I've been the people that I met are actually like spiritually minded.
We are born knowing what to do.
And you know, oftentimes I find myself comfortably being able to use and talk about these concepts, you know.
Shut down.
Okay, so here's where I wanted to get to pretty badly. I came out and told Gina's the name of my boss that I think I'm struggling with addiction, and I told her about like I showed her aerokinesis. I showed my boss aerokinesis, and she was into it. She was eerily comfortable with it, and like I was trembling when we came back inside. I still can't believe I'm even saying this. So yeah, I mean, she put me in contact with a woman she knows in Huntsville, and I contacted her, and I'm just kind of waiting to hear back. Oh boy, and yeah, I mean, that's kind of where it's at. So we're thinking maybe I could get placed with, I don't know if she was thinking like placement with some sort of energy work, or just having some energy work done for me, like some sort of form of Reiki or something. I'm not certain.
Wisdom is free.
So I guess I kind of said everything I wanted to. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing stuff, but I got like most of the stuff I wanted to say, like the stuff I've been kind of wanted to do a little while. This is probably a bad idea. And yeah, so videos and that stuff. So I don't know how much of this video I'm gonna end up using. Probably most of it. Hopefully a little more. But yeah, later tonight I'm gonna go back to my parents, do some laundry, have some dinner, hopefully get updated on my car, and let you guys know what's going on real soon.